Beat me in chess and I'll marry you. The single dad's three-move win silenced the room. No one in that glittering ballroom expected the night to turn into a silent storm. The chandeliers glowed like frozen lightning above the guests, the music softened to a hush, and every gaze locked onto the long wooden chessboard placed at the center of the hall. A single dad in a simple vest, worn from years of responsibility, sat across from a stunning heiress in a white dress. And though the world saw a game, he saw something far deeper, his last chance to reclaim dignity, hope, and a future he once believed he didn't deserve. If he won this match, everything would change. If he lost, he feared he'd walk back into the shadows for good. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the beauty of unexpected miracles, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that truly need them. People whispered as they circled around the board, holding champagne glasses and wearing the quiet smirks of those who believed they already knew the outcome. The heiress, admired by many and feared by many more, was famous not only for her beauty but for her ruthless intelligence. No one had ever beaten her in her iconic wedding wager. She made the bold offer jokingly, "Beat me in chess and I'll marry you," knowing no one could. It was a harmless tradition at her annual charity gala, a playful challenge she believed helped her weed out the insincere. But tonight, something was different. Tonight, the challenger was not a billionaire, not a politician, not a man seeking fame. He was a quiet, exhausted single father who came only because his daughter begged him to take a break from working 3 jobs. His name was Aiden. He had lost his wife 5 years earlier, and since then he had lived only for his little girl. His life was made of broken sleep, worn-out shoes, and endless shifts to keep her fed, clothed, and dreaming. He never expected to be standing inside a golden hall filled with people who lived behind high walls and high expectations. And yet, as fate often does, it placed him exactly where he least expected to belong. His daughter, Lily, had wandered into a side room, her eyes widening at the sight of the chess table prepared for the gala game. She pulled her father into the room, her small voice pleading, insisting he join in just for fun. The heiress saw Lily's excitement and, for the first time in the evening, her guarded expression softened. She agreed to start the challenge early, unaware that the man in front of her wasn't just any opponent. He once taught chess to neighborhood kids before life broke him in places no one could see. As the game began, Aiden's heart pounded with the weight of 2 worlds, one where he was invisible, and the other where for a brief moment, all eyes were on him. The heiress leaned forward, elegant and confident, unaware that her own assumptions were her greatest weakness. Behind her the guests whispered, betting quietly, amused by the thought of this ordinary man daring to challenge someone like her. But Aiden wasn't listening. All he saw was the board, the patterns, the possibilities. He saw the game the way he once did before grief took away his pieces one by one. For a moment, he was himself again. And then, the ballroom froze. Aiden made his move, his third move. A trap so subtle, so sharp, so devastatingly brilliant that the heiress felt the blood drain from her face. Her breath caught as she realized what he had done. Checkmate in 3 moves. The oldest trick, but executed with such precision she had never seen anyone make it work on her. The room fell into a stunned silence. Champagne glasses paused mid-air. The smiles vanished. And the heiress, for the first time in years, felt something she couldn't explain, humility, admiration, and a strange ache that tightened in her chest. Everyone expected her to laugh it off, claim she was distracted, dismiss it as luck. But instead, she looked at Aiden, really looked at him. The tiredness in his eyes, the quiet strength in his hands, and the small girl behind him with hope shining like stars. The heiress felt a tear gather at the corner of her eye, because she knew what this game meant to him wasn't a proposal. It was a moment of dignity in a world that had taken so much from him. She stood up slowly, her voice soft but filled with sincerity, acknowledging his victory before the crowd. For once, she didn't feel like the woman people expected her to be. She felt human. Rumors spread instantly through the hall. Who was this man? How did he do it? The murmurs carried judgment and curiosity, but Aiden only cared about the small smile on Lily's face. That smile reminded him why he fought so hard every day. The heiress approached Lily and bent to her level, thanking her for bringing her father to the game. She said Lily had given her a reminder she desperately needed, of humility, of gratitude, of kindness. And as she hugged the little girl, the entire room saw a softness in her no one expected. In the days that followed, their story spread like wildfire through the city. People talked about the heiress who was humbled and the single dad who reminded everyone that strength isn't loud, it's quiet, steady, and often unseen. What no one expected was that Aiden and the heiress would begin crossing paths again. Not because of the bet, but because she wanted to understand him, and he wanted to help her see the world beyond her walls. She visited the school where Lily studied, the neighborhood where he lived, and found herself learning more from their simple life than she had from years of luxury. Their bond didn't form instantly. It grew in places between conversations, between shared laughter, between silent moments where they realized how much they had both hidden behind their own fears. She discovered a man who loved deeply, quietly, and selflessly. He discovered a woman who longed to be seen for who she truly was, not for the empire she was born into. And slowly, something beautiful began to grow. Eventually, they stood again in a room filled with lights, a much smaller room this time. Lily held both their hands as they watched her drawing taped on the wall, 3 figures holding hands beneath a sky filled with bright colors. The heiress looked at Aiden and whispered that maybe the wager from that night wasn't a joke after all. Maybe the universe really was trying to bring them together. The world loves dramatic moments, but sometimes the most powerful ones happen quietly, in the soft smile of a child, in the trembling breath of a hopeful heart, in the unexpected checkmate that flips a life upside down. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support means more than you know and allows us to keep creating stories that bring hope and emotion to your day. Before we end, tell us in the comments, do you believe fate brings the right people together at the right time? Thank you for watching.